and by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Coming up next, we got an update from UCCI about their Workforce Ready courses, and we'll also hear from the Kiwanis Club. Talk Today's next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thanks for checking in. And it's Tuesday, just in case you didn't know. And I'm usually not here on Tuesday, so that might confuse you too. So maybe I'm a little bit out of sync since it's supposed to be my day to go have lunch around this time instead of being in the studio. But yes, it is Tuesday. It's time to, you should be getting into the work groove again, right? Forget the weekend for now. Well, in our first segment, we're going to be hearing from UCCI. They have some courses called Workforce Ready courses. And these are some special courses aimed at the community. And here to tell us all about those courses are Dr. Livingston Smith, the acting president of UCCI, the registrar, Dr. Patricia Robinson, and Dr. Eustace Placid. He's a professor specializing in AI, which we hear everywhere you go. AI. You gotta be with the AI. Folks, welcome back. Nice to see you all in the studio again.
Yes,
good to be back.
So, explain for us exactly what the Workforce Ready courses are all about.
I'll be delighted to do that, and I'm happy to be here, Charles. Thank you so much. Now, UCCI is known for offering certificates and associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and master's degrees. But we now also have shorter courses. What we find is that there are many persons who are interested in, say, 7-week courses that speak to their interests and their immediate needs. There are some persons who are not able to do like a 2-year course or even a 1-year course, but they're working. They may have some capacity over the weekends, things like that. They have, they're in the workplace, but they have a particular niche need they want met. So what we have is an opportunity called the UCCI Workforce Readiness Center, where we're offering to the community 7-week courses, short courses that we know are very important because we would have done our homework, would have known the gaps in terms of skills in society. And we say we want to meet those gaps, all right? So right now we have 11 courses which we are marketing, and basically the persons, you can go to our website, social media, all over the place. They're there, but today we want to just focus on them. So what are these 11 courses that we're talking about for now that persons can go and get registered right now? Okay, we're happy to have 2 other professors here who will be facilitating 2 of those courses. One course is AI Foundations, Concepts, Tools, and Applications, a very important course. as I mentioned, Charles, persons need to know not just a casual conversation about AI. This course introduces those persons to AI and goes a bit deeper. But of course, we have Prof. Placid who'll talk about that later on. One of the courses, Captive Insurance Management and Reinsurance, Principles and Practice. And I'll just go through each of them and come back once time allows. We have Caribbean Governance and Constitutional Evolution. Cayman Heritage, History, Culture and Governance. Digital Skills for the Modern Workplace. We have ESG and Sustainable Finance Fundamentals. We have Excel Essentials for the Workplace. We have Hedge Funds Administration, Valuation, Operations and Compliance. We have the Leadership Journey, Leading with Character, Courage and Conviction. And Dr. Patricia is going to be teaching that course. We also have Practical Cybersecurity, Protecting Data and Reducing Risk. And the final course for this time is Supervisory Success, Strategies for First-Time Managers. And so these are 11 courses that we're promoting, and we're saying to persons, you would have an interest in at least one of these courses. So go onto the website, and Dr. Pat could also talk about how to get registered.
What kind of background does a person have to qualify to get into these classes?
Do you want to take that, or?
Yes, I could begin to talk about that. In fact, let me just throw it to Prof. Placid, who's doing the AI course.
I don't think there's no background necessary. For example, this course is being designed for students with no programming background, right? They will be introduced with some gen ed, generative AI. We will show them how actually it can fit into their daily lives. So there will be some case study that is developed, that we have developed some case study to show, the individual how they can actually use AI. Most people actually are using AI on a daily basis. Now, our responsibility as an institution is to show them this is how you can use it, how it's going to benefit you, what not to do when it comes to AI, in terms of preparing them, to use the application in a well positive way, because there's always this ethical aspect in AI, where people use it, and we have this AI hallucination where information that not requested are being provided. As an individual, we should be able to identify those hallucinations and make sure that we are using AI in an ethical way. So we don't request, there's no predefined requirements for an individual to enroll in an AI course, in the foundation of that AI course.
So this is really for end user.
It's for everybody, end user or individual actually using AI, right? So what we're doing, I think, at this point here, we have developed some AI application. In our cases, in my case, for example, where I use AI to grade student paper, I use AI to advise student. So I developed my own AI ChatGPT, which provide the advisement for the students. And one thing that UCCI is doing actually is to integrate AI within the whole institution. I think the president might step up in here, because we are the first institution in the Cayman Island who actually introduced a general policy for AI. And that was some sort of contributed, that effort was contributed by a number of people,
Yes.
to get the policy passed or developed. So this is where we are. We are actually piloting AI. AI has been integrated in a number of courses at the institution. For example, the nursing student, now we have AI integrated in this. The student taking programming at 2 levels. social science have components. So we are piloting AI to show how we can actually roll it out to the full institution as a whole.
Okay, I have to take a little break here, but we'll be right back and hear more about these workforce-ready courses at UCCI.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Cybercrime happens online or through the technology we use every day. Anyone can be a victim of cybercrime, whether you are a young person being bullied or harassed online, or an older person or business who's been scammed out of money or personal data. Cybercrime is an issue that touches all of us. The Cayman Islands government has therefore created an online resource to help keep you cyber safe in an ever-changing world.
In online situations, it is better to be cyber safe than sorry. Learn now to protect yourself against cybercrime. Visit gov.ky/cybersafe.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are learning about the workforce-ready courses that are now available at UCCI. And just before the break, Dr. Placid was telling us about his AI course. Want to pick that up there?
Yeah, so in a term that everybody should understand here, when we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, we're looking at human intelligence that is exhibited by machines. So we want the machine to be able to think and make decisions as we human beings can make decisions. So we have to also looking at the machine learning, which is an AI system that learns from historical data. For example, if I want to advise my student, I take all the information about all the courses that the student's supposed to take, feed it to the model, and then the machine's supposed to learn from there. So the student now, in turn, without me being present, should go and ask questions. What courses do I need to take next semester? The machine will provide that assistance to the student. We also have to look at deep learning. These are the different topics that we will be covered in the course that we are inviting the community to join us. The deep learning is where the machine learning, the model that can actually mimic the human behavior, And lastly, we're looking at a different generated application. ChatGPT will be one of the AI applications that we will use and show them how they can actually create their own GPT. So the course will be set up in a weekly format. We'll meet on Saturday, and every class is meet for, I think, 4 hours, for 4.5 hours. So once the student complete the course, we are expecting them to be able to define AI and distinguish different technologies such as automation. We also, they will be able to identify and analyze real-world problems across AI industry and sectors. They will be able to explain some core concept, including supervised and unsupervised reinforcement learning. So we actually ready for the community to come and join the program. So those of you who are listening to the show, come on, go to the UCCI website, register, and we'll see you next month.
So someone taking this course then could take this knowledge that they've gained and apply it maybe to their job?
Correct, right. For example, and I give you the example where I am currently using AI to help me do some of my job. Grading, for example, I got AI that is doing my grading. Of course, the student have to be, just like we talk about ethics, right? The student must be aware that we are using AI to grade some of their coursework. So you can apply it in the job. If we know the industry that the individual or those students will be enrolled in the course, right? We can preset example to show them how they can use AI and apply in their daily activities in the job that they do out there.
So, Dr. Robinson, what course are you going to be teaching?
I am teaching the leadership journey, leading with character, courage, and conviction. And this course follows an outline of 12-week principles designed by John C. Maxwell under his book, The High Road Leadership. And it's basically for managers, for leaders, anyone who has influence over others or wants to influence others, and showing them from the inside out how they can transform into that high road leader. We talk about high road leadership, middle road leadership, and low road leadership. And as we know, a lot of people tend to flow in that middle road leadership type of setting, but which is time, I think, as a society, as a country, it's time that our leadership takes the high road. And the high road is more focused on others, right? Versus ourselves, our own agenda. It's more about others. So in this course, individuals are gaining an experience, not just a course, because they're going to be challenges. They're going to be different things they're going to have to, keep a journal to actually put into effect in their industries, in their families, in their community, different types of high road leadership qualities. And it's not always going to be easy. There are some things, people you may have to engage with that you may never want to engage with, and we know how that is in some industries, but that's part of being on the high road of leadership. And this course will help people to understand what that is and to really take it to heart and really digest it with different challenges through every week that we do meet for this course.
So even an entrepreneur could take this to learn how they can run their personnel better.
Exactly, yes. It's for anyone who has influence or wants to influence others, because it's all about people. And in our industries that we're all a part of, understanding how different persons work, you may not want to interact with them, but as a leader, you have to. And so you have to find ways to make that be pleasurable for everybody involved. And being on that high road leadership helps you to take those steps to be able to achieve what many may not be able to achieve. And that's having that camaraderie, having that dignity, that working with integrity, working with conviction, and how you make your decisions going forward.
Give us a little sneak peek of maybe some of the exercise.
Register for the class to get it, but I'll share.
Well, you gotta tease.
I'll give them a little
tease
teaser,
them.
right? So, it is a book, like I mentioned, from John Maxwell. It's called High Road Leadership, and each week, at the end of each session, they're going to get a leadership in action activity to do during the next week. One such thing is on chapter 2, we talk about valuing all people that you in your organization. So their assignment for that week would be to affirm a person's strengths, their contribution, or character, and then note their response, right? So you want to see somebody that you may not always interact with, but to give them a word of encouragement, give them something to lift their spirit, and not want anything back in return. So it's about lifting up others. Another activity is finding, when you're in a stressful situation, when you're dealing with people who are combative, stop and pause before you launch back out and react. Stop and think, what does this person need from me right now, right? Because they don't need you to necessarily jump back on them and give them the same type of energy back, but how you come back at them with calmness, with generosity, may be more what they need from you at that particular moment in time. So it's gonna be some soul searching going on in this course,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be interesting. We have games, we have different activities planned, so it's gonna be an exciting 7 weeks for this course.
Yeah, I know. When you're in leadership, especially with a lot of people, you have to put on a lot of hats. I remember a general manager that I worked for one time was telling me, well, sometimes I got to be daddy, sometimes I got to be mommy.
Exactly. You have to know which.
Sometimes I got to be a psychiatrist.
All of it. It all plays a role. And how you learn to balance it all and knowing what that person needs at that particular time. You can't lead your entire team the same way. You have different people that you need to address those different needs of that person as you lead them.
So what are some of the details of the other courses?
I'm delighted to speak to that. And just listen to Dr. Pat. What a great course, really. It's a great course. And for persons who are not AI competent, a great course to start off with. So I'm just encouraging persons listening to go to the website and get registered. The other course I mentioned, for persons who are involved in insurance and risk management, students who are pursuing finance and insurance courses, this course called Captive Insurance Management and Reinsurance Principles and Practice, this course is for you. And Charles, each course only costs $650. And at the end of it, we give them a certificate, all right?
So this is something you can put on the resume.
Oh, definitely. These are very detailed, 7-week courses, but you're talking about 28 hours of teaching and activities. Each course has depth to it, and the persons who are facilitating the course are extremely qualified persons to do so.
So you got to commit to that 4-hour class.
That's more contact hours, but the other work to be done outside of that.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to apply.
You have to apply what you're learning. Yeah, we want them to be
gist of it.
Precisely. We want them to be relevant to what you're doing. We want to see real outcomes at the end of it. All right. The other one I want to mention is Caribbean governance and constitutional evolution. For students, researchers, policymakers, public servants, community leaders, this is a course that will shape their ability to assess governance, apply comparative frameworks, know about the Constitution, about policy issues, how these are interrelated, and things like that. So this course is a course that discusses huge ideas about governance and the Constitution. All right. Now, I believe that persons in Cayman should know about Cayman. If you're in tourism, hospitality, you're a leader here, you have just come to live here, you need to know about the Cayman history, its culture, and so on. And this course called Cayman Heritage, History, Culture, and Governance is a course that deepens people's understanding of Cayman's history and culture. It's a must, I think, for persons to do. Now, the other course I mentioned is called Digital Skills for the Modern Workplace. Anyone who is interested in boosting their productivity, to build their digital confidence, to master the tools of today's workplace, this course is for you. It's taught by Matthew McGill, extremely competent person. And when it comes to this course, you're going to sharpen all the data skills and so on that you need to have. All right?
Before you move on to another one, let's take a break and we'll come back to the list. So let's break away and we'll be right back.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Attention Cayman, transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express Cayman. Skip the Christmas rush and take advantage of our year-end promotion. Offer is valid until October 31st. Refresh your space with our cabinet respray services and quartz countertops for as low as $3,950. Selected material. If you only need a countertop, prices start at $2,250. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for our free estimate. Granite Express. Quality stone, unbeatable prices.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Christmas is coming, and so is the Christmas breeze. Stay tuned to 105.3 and 91.9 FM and don't miss the Christmas breeze.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing all about the Workforce Ready courses that are now being offered at UCCI, and the list is a pretty extensive one, so there's probably something in there for just about anybody that wants to improve their knowledge. And you were giving us a rundown.
Right, I was just going through each course and giving some highlights. I had come to the course called Environmental, Social, and Governance Considerations. This course looks at how do we factor in things like climate change, sustainability into our financial practices. And the facilitator is going to be interested in allowing the student to gain practical knowledge about how to utilize all of this in making informed financial choices, understanding climate-related risks, and things like that. No, this for me is a very important course. All right. The other course I want to mention is Excel Essentials for the Workplace. Professional students, anybody who wants to have mastery in Excel, how to streamline data management, how to work smarter, how to use spreadsheets, this course is for you. A very, very, very important course here.
Yeah, I think most people use about maybe 10% of Excel, including myself.
Yeah, this course can get to way beyond that. Way beyond that. And there's also hedge fund administration, valuation, operations, and compliance. This is a very popular course, by the way. And it's for persons who are in finance professionals, aspiring fund managers, anyone who's handling fund operations or compliance. This course is for you. And the person who does this course is extremely competent. This is what the person does for a living. And so far, persons have come from this course saying it's a great course. Dr. Patricia just mentioned the leadership journey, leading with character, courage, and conviction. We have, of course, also in cybersecurity, practical cybersecurity. We're talking about persons, managers, IT pros, anyone eager to boost cybersecurity skills, to protect their data at work, at home. This course is very important for you to do. And the last one for this session, for this semester, is supervisory success, strategies for first-time managers. This course is critical for new managers, team leaders, professionals who want to get some practical skills to inspire their team, resolve conflicts, make smarter decisions, how to elevate workforce productivity and morale. This course is for those persons. So, Charles, we have a strong list of courses here that we are saying to persons, as you're listening, go to the website and make sure you get registered. But we also have an event this evening where the facilitators will be available online to talk to persons who are interested. Dr. Pat might want to speak to that first and more.
Yes, we have a virtual open house happening tonight for all of the WRC courses, WRC Workforce Readiness courses. So that's tonight at 5 p.m. It's on our social media page. So look for the official University College of the Cayman Islands website page on social media. And then there's the webinar, the virtual open house information would be there. You would click to register, the register button, and then you'll get the link to the Zoom meeting for this evening at 5 o'clock from 5 to 7. And we look forward to seeing you there to, learn more about these courses and to get yourself registered. The classes do start this coming Saturday and then continue on for the next 7 weeks. We have classes on Saturday morning, afternoon, on Sundays, some are on Monday evenings, and some are also on, I believe it's Thursday evening. So we have a wide schedule of classes that individuals can register for. And it's not just for a degree. It's not really for degree-seeking students only. It's for people in the community to upskill themselves, just gain more knowledge, more information about the courses that we have, and to really do something for themselves. With lifelong learners, we should all be lifelong learners. And so this is a great opportunity for them to take advantage of what UCCI is offering this semester.
So it might be something you just have an interest in. You just want to get some in-depth knowledge about it.
Exactly.
So all registration is online. Is that correct?
Correct. The majority of it, yes. If you're having some serious issues with registration online, we have people in-house as well to facilitate. But tonight's registration, the virtual open house will speak to that some more. Or you can go directly. If you already know what you want to take, you're ready to go, jump on here and just get your classes registered for. You can go to our website, ucci.edu.ky, and search for our short courses. And there's a register. The button is there to register for short courses on our website as well.
And Dr. Pat hasn't mentioned, but I will, that a 10% discount.
Oh, yes.
For persons who come this evening to the webinar. If you come this evening just to learn some more, we give you a 10% discount once you go and get registered.
Within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours, yes.
Come on tonight to the webinar, register within 24 hours, and you receive a 10% discount for your costs.
Sounding like an airline now. Book that ticket, but pay for it. Dr. Placid, you were saying that many people may be using AI and not even realizing that they are, right?
That is correct. And I think what we expect to do in this course also is to show them that the type of AI that they're using and how they can use it better. So we're going to look at the different benefits of AI. For example, I don't know, I created one example here looking at AI assistant, for a campus radio, for example, where you can have a DJ actually playing some quiet music, but it's not actually the DJ, it's the AI, behind the scene playing the music during the set hours that we set up here. We can
the idea would be that program would know the listenership, the type of people that are listening, so it selects that music or that programming that listenership would want to hear.
That is correct. It's going to be like auto-created. For example, the AI will look at all the data, all the analysis based on what listeners are listening. It could be a short survey, send it out to those listeners, and then the AI application will actually curtail around the data that they collected. So it learned from the data, then develop the course just to do that. We can also look at an application where you have the AI that's going to be monitor the audience engagement, right, to the streaming app. For example, here, this program is being streaming online. So we can, capture this data and try to provide more information in the future to improve whatever that new program that is being developed. So this is where we are. You can use an AI to host a radio show. And not to take your job.
Don't take your job.
and that is a fear that I've heard expressed for a lot of people, that AI is taking jobs or will be taking jobs.
But one thing is, we don't want AI. Okay, it's where I think we come as educators to show that AI cannot really actually take in your job, because there's going to be the aspect of human aspect that's going to be missing from the application. right? So during the break, we can be talking there. AI, the machine will be not doing anything, So, but the system, AI is supposed to enhance your job, make it better for you. Just like we're saying, AI will enhance our job. Like for example, AI in healthcare. Yes, AI will be used, or AI is being used in healthcare, but it's not like to take the doctor or the nurse job. It's just simplify the work that the doctors will do, while the doctor will have more time to deal with the patient.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we want the AI to come.
Make a diagnosis much faster.
Correct. Yes. I mean, we have the IBM AI, which actually provide a faster diagnosis than the human doctor.
Talk a little bit more about the ethics that you're going to be approaching in these courses.
Okay, one of the things is, the system could be biased, and the bias comes from the data, depending on who created the application. For example, if you're biased, you put the information there, then the end result is going to be biased. When you talk about ethical aspect of it, our policy dictate how the student should use AI. Like the acting president talked about earlier, is we're not telling the student not to use AI, but you have to use it responsibly. For example, if you have to cite where you get your sources from. You can't just copy, cut, and paste. You have to be able to defend the work that AI help you generate, and that's the thing here. We want them to use it. We want them to use it in a responsible way. Yeah. And when we talk about the ethical aspect of this, or the bias aspect of it, let's say, for example, you live in a zip code where individuals are known for not paying their bills, so that's some biased information that is provided. So now, if I decided to move in that same zip code and then they run my credit, you're gonna say, well, hey, red flags here. This person may not be able to pay their bill. So it's the biased data that the machine learn and then use the same data to actually penalize other individual who will be using the system.
So everybody just gets caught up in that one net.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So tell us again, before we're out of time here, about all the important details that people have to know to get involved in these classes.
Tonight, we have a virtual open house on social media. It'll be on Zoom. Go on social media to our UCCI social media page. Click the register button under the post, and then you'll get the Zoom link for the session for tonight. Or you can visit our website to register for courses on the short courses. All the courses are listed there as for what they are, what their impact is, what they are going to be happening in some of the courses. It starts this weekend. Classes start on Saturday and go for the next 7 weeks. If you register,
you have to start this Saturday then.
Yes.
I mean, to take advantage of this.
Yes, we pushed it back a week just to give people enough time to get themselves ready to understand more about the courses. If you register tonight after the session or during the session, you get a 10% discount off of the $650, the cost of the course, $650 CI off of the course. So come out, be a part of these courses, upskill yourself, and just learn more for yourself to make an impact in your world that you live in.
Any final words, Dr. Smith?
Yes, I'm just encouraging persons who are listening. These are opportunities not to be, let off. We need to be part of it. And these courses are chosen because we know the gaps exist in society. So come along and be part of them.
All right. Well, it sounds like good stuff. I hope people take advantage of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to lead up here to the news, but we're going to continue after the news with more learning. We're going to be hearing from the Kiwanis Club about their Leadership Day, which is coming up later on this month. So stay with us. Right now, it's time to check in with the newsroom.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Well, it's official. Tropical Storm Melissa has been named by the National Hurricane Center. They have advised that the 13th tropical storm of the season has formed over the Central Caribbean Sea. They have issued a hurricane watch for the southern peninsula of Haiti from the border with the Dominican Republic to Port-au-Prince. The government of Jamaica has issued a tropical storm watch for the island as well. But thus far, we are not necessarily in line. But to tell you more on that, I've got with me our own National Weather Service meteorologist, Shamal Clark.
The National Hurricane Center has begun issuing advisories on now Tropical Storm Melissa. The system is moving west at about 14 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of about 50 miles per hour. The projected path is for the system to move between western Haiti and eastern Jamaica. There still remains some degree of uncertainty what will happen after day 5. So we'll continue to monitor the system very closely. Right now, the track takes the system moving between Jamaica and Haiti and potentially past Cuba. But again, there's uncertainty with what happens after day 5 into day 7. So at this point, residents are just urged to continue to monitor what is happening, ensure that you're getting your information from official sources about the updates, and we'll be closely monitoring the system and providing updates and potentially any impacts this system could have on the Cayman Islands.
We'll be sure to keep you informed on what is happening with Tropical Storm Melissa. That's the latest headline for Radio Cayman News. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
As fate would have it, the early educational efforts of the islands were fostered on occasion by the arrival of shipwrecked seamen. The Sister Islands were no different, with the wreck of a mariner named Johnson whose ship wrecked on Cayman Brac in 1863. Johnson would start a school which serviced not only children but adults too. In 1881, Jamaican Henry Hewitt set up the private school in State Bay, charging 9 pence per week. As education pursuits grew, it would be the Baptist Church which would lead the charge given the growth of their congregations in the Sister Islands. Between 1896 and 1906, a large schoolhouse would be built in the chapel at the creek, along with State Bay and Little Cayman.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
When you choose Cineco Motor Insurance, you're not just getting coverage. You're joining a community that cares about protecting you and your loved ones. Why Cineco? Personalized coverage tailored to your needs. 24/7 claim service, always just a call away. And peace of mind with CARE roadside assistance for flat tires to towing anytime, anywhere in Cayman. Ready for a quote? Visit Cineco.ky. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and taking a quick look at some weather information. Melissa has finally formed in the Central Caribbean, and hopefully she'll keep on the same track that the National Hurricane Center has her on now. Good for us, maybe bad for other people, unfortunately. But right now it's looking like we'll be out of Melissa's sphere of bad weather, and it's the 2 p.m. report out of the National Hurricane Center has her blowing maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour and moving west at 14 miles per hour, but forecast to take a more northerly track going up between Jamaica and Haiti. But of course, that's just the forecast track, and Melissa could go to the left, she could go to the right, maybe she should go straight ahead. So best for us to just keep our eye on Melissa and keep up to date on the latest reports. And of course, Radio Cayman will be bringing you that as soon as we have information. And the local forecast for today calls for scattered showers, evening and into the night. Winds out of the east and northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas are slight to moderate with wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. And we are in a learning mode here on Talk today. We just heard from the University College about their courses for Workforce Ready, and now we're going to hear about Leadership Day from the Kiwanis Club. And with me in the studio, I'm pleased to have Winsome Radcliffe. She is the Distinguished Lieutenant Governor of the Kiwanis, Florida District. And on the phone, we have Katie Pintley, and she is the project leader. Ms. Radcliffe, welcome to our studio. And Ms. Pintley on the line. Hello, can you hear me?
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us here. And let me start off by saying, or asking you rather, explain what it is that you're going to be doing for this Leadership Day.
Okay, I can take that one. So I think Winsome will talk a little bit later about what we used to do with Key Leader, which was a weekend-long event. Since COVID, we have been hosting a one-day leadership conference where it kind of focuses on leadership, but also, I do apologize for my voice as well. I've had a bit of laryngitis. So we're not doing exactly what we used to do in years past. It's kind of like a summary where in 4 hours we get to do a lot of different things that we used to cover over a whole weekend. So our main speaker this year is Kiwanian and Toastmaster Paul Persad. And he will be discussing 4 topics throughout the day: creating a good first impression, key communication skills for business success. He'll be doing a Shark Tank workshop, and he'll discuss managing business meetings. We will also have Kiwanian Naraya LeBlanc discussing challenges that leaders face and then managing conflicts and differing opinions. Then we will have a panel set up where 3 speakers, who are Stephanie Watler, Dervin McKellop, and Emerson Ramkaran, they'll do a panel discussion on IT and AI in leadership. So that's kind of
that's interesting. We just heard about AI from UCCI. It's everywhere.
It is the order of the day,
and it's just beginning from what everybody's saying.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Now, you're Lieutenant Governor of the Florida District. Does that include Cayman, the Florida District?
Yes, indeed. So just to again introduce Kiwanis, we are a global organization, and our core being is to service the children of the world. And we currently have 2 Kiwanis clubs in the Cayman Islands. Kiwanis Club of Grand Cayman is the call of the day today, who has been hosting the leadership program for our youth over 13 years. The leadership, we had what Kiwanis International has a key leader program, because what we do as Kiwanian is to, one, help the less fortunate children in our community, and two, build on their leadership skills so they be, outstanding leaders to the highest office as president. We have had key clubbers who have been president of the United States. Now, the Kiwanis Club of Cayman Islands is part of the Florida district, and we are the only English-speaking Caribbean that is part of Florida. The other English-speaking Caribbean Kiwanis clubs are part of Eastern Canada and the Caribbean. So it is a distinct pleasure that we do host what we have coined, as Katie pointed out earlier, as a one-day leadership program. We have been hosting over the years, which is a Kiwanis brand product called Key Leader, and that was where we had the youth between age 14 to 16 that we had for the weekend, and take them through a whole leadership, building on communication, how to be leaders. Since COVID, we had to close that down given the nature of proximity. And so we now currently do a one-day workshop, which is what will be hosted this coming weekend. That's Sunday the 26th. Why we have Sunday? Because our newest key club on board is a seventh-day school, and as such, we like to be inclusive, and so for them to partake in more activities. So we'll be hosting our leadership program this Sunday on the 26th.
So is this open to people in general? Who should be coming to this? Or
Katie, you want to go with that one?
Yes. Yes, so we are welcoming any students age 14 to 18 years old. They do not need to be a key clubber. Just as long as they're within the age range, they are welcome to come and attend. And I could also, can I talk a bit about our sponsor?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't leave the sponsors out.
Yeah, because of OGA sponsoring the entire day, the students actually attend for free. So that means all of their materials are free. They'll bring home a notebook and pens and other things, and when they arrive, they'll have a snack. We'll have a few platters. They have water and juice all day, and then a full dinner before they head home. And that is all thanks to our sponsor, OGA, who has actually been on board from long before it was Kiwanis Leadership Day and back when it was Key Leader. They've always been supportive of youth. And so we're very grateful to have them on board once again this year.
Well, I'm sure the parents will be grateful that you're going to feed them before you send them back home.
Absolutely, yes. Their brains and their bellies will be full.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I want to interject here, because one of the great things I have experienced, just being present, supervising the kids on the Leadership Day, when they come in at the early morning, their phones are confiscated, for want of a better word, but they're asked to place their phones, in a box. And our children really just need to be guided, because I have found and have seen where their attention span is very good in terms of absorbing the information being shared. And we have had exercises where they spend the entire day, and then we're able to put in groups to communicate what they had learned for the day and didn't miss their phones at all. So it is a really beautiful leadership program. It's one that I'm really proud of when I see the kids come in shy, reserved, and at the end of the day or the end of their period on these programs, standing tall and even putting us Kiwanians to shame when, they address at a podium.
It is interesting that children do want borders and to know what the boundaries are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Give us a little example of some of the things, some of the exercises, I guess, that you will be putting the children through.
Can go ahead, Katie.
So what we did last year was each of the speakers would kind of like take their topic and they would decide how they do it. So one way that they might do it is a little bit of kind of like classroom style. Then they will also break up into small groups. So depending on the table size, it'll be between groups of 4 and 6. And they'll be given, a challenge, for example, and then on their flipboard, they will have to create something or speak about what the topic is. They also break in to do sort of like games or activities where, again, that is in a smaller group, sometimes 6 to 10 people, and they'll be given a challenge, and they have to either create something or just speak on something. So each of the speakers have their own kind of style and what they, their learning style. But that's kind of the way that we did it last year, and so I expect it will be similar. And then in the panel discussion, the students will be a part of that as well. So a question will be asked, each of the panelists will answer, and then some of the students will have opportunities for questions and giving their opinions and, their comments on what the topic is.
So the students will get a chance to express their ideas on these different things.
And, sometimes, like, you would think that the students are shy and they don't have a lot to say, but it really just depends on, well, number one, the topic, and then number two, the environment that you give it, for them, because sometimes they'll do better in bigger settings, in the classroom-style setting, and then others will do much better in those smaller 4 to 6 group setting. So it gives each kind of personality the opportunity to show their leadership style and, what works for them, and just giving them a voice and giving them topics that we think they already have a little bit of knowledge about and kind of enhancing that knowledge.
So I guess it takes a little while for them to warm up.
It can do. And sometimes we do really silly things like at the beginning of last year's, they all wrote something down on a piece of paper, and then they had to crush it up, and then they threw it around like snowballs all around the classroom. And, so it just depends on, it depends on the speaker and how they get them to warm up. There's always icebreakers and ways for them to work with students that aren't just their best friends. They'll definitely end up sitting next to their best friend. Then they'll be working with someone else from another school. Already we have, I think, 5 schools represented, and I'm sure it'll end up being more like 6 or 7 schools. So we're really excited for a wonderful day.
You wanted to add something to that?
Most definitely. So whereas Katie pointed out that it is open to all students within the age 14 and 18, where we continue in this leadership growth path for our youth is through our service leadership program, which is, you'll hear the acronym SLP. What that entails is we foster and develop our youth from as far as birth all the way up to high school. So UCCI, who was just here, we have also a program at UCCI, which is our Circle K, and again, fostering, continuous support and leadership through Kiwanis to our Circle K in the university. In the high school, which is where this particular program we are sharing today covers the high school. Those are called the Key Club, which is the strongest youth arm under our service leadership program, one we are proud of. So here in Cayman, we have 6 key clubs. That is in Cayman Prep, St. Ignatius, John Gray, Clifton Hunter, Triple C, and our newest baby is Cayman Academy. And our Circle K is at UCCI. We have now proudly expanded to the Builders Club. And what is Builders Club? That is now in the primary school. And Cayman Academy and Clifton Hunter are the proud, I'm proud to say I have now started the Builders Club. So with our key clubs and what our program prior to the Leadership One Day, we also have seen where we brought children over from the BRAC for that weekend. And that is something, we're looking to really re-engage as to not to leave anyone of our youth disenfranchised for such an awesome opportunity as to learn to develop their leadership skills.
It sounds like this is also an opportunity for the students to interact and work with other students that they normally wouldn't come in contact with.
Exactly. And a great thing, and the exposure they get, because each year, Kiwanis Club of Grand Cayman take the Key Club to their district conference, which is in Florida. And Cayman has proudly stand tall in having one of the largest contingents of students going to that district conference. 2 years ago, we took 75 students. And this year, that's earlier this year, the conference is in April. I think our number was 34. So it's a very proud moment, and children are really engaging and wanting to be a part of a noble organization as our Key Club.
What with, this is to both of you, what do you want the students after this experience, maybe the next day, that they are saying that how they benefited from that experience? What would you like to hear them saying?
Katie, I yield to you.
Yeah, I would say that I hope that the next day, number one, that they're saying, hey, I actually got something out of that I didn't know before. I hope that they will say, hey, that was actually a fun couple of hours. Maybe if they're not a Key Clubber, then they would be interested in joining Key Club once they see, the types of things that the Kiwanis Club of Grand Cayman does. And I hope that they would just take from it and become a better leader, based on the skills that they're learning on the day.
Absolutely. And for me, I want to see these students, wanted to be part of the Key Clubber. And as they continue to grow, that one day we'll see the premiere being from our Key Club. And I'm sure that's not far off.
I actually just remembered that, do you know that our current Miss Cayman, Tahiti Seymour, she actually attended Key Leader a couple of years ago when we used to have the weekend-long event. So it's definitely bringing, leaders into the community.
Well, there you go.
Indeed.
Is youth the primary focus of Kiwanis?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And Kiwanis is one of the service organizations. You have the other service organization as Rotary Lions, who focus on other things and do work somewhat with children and youth. But Kiwanis, our core being, our motto is serving the children of the world, and that is our core being of being a Kiwanian. And that is working with the disenfranchised in the community. So we will help wherever there's need be. We had been doing a feeding program in the Cayman Islands for years prior to COVID. And as a matter of fact, when COVID hit and we were working together with the government and Meals on Wheel, that's when, the government recognized that need was there. Because when we were out in the fields prior to COVID with our fundraisers, person would marvel that there were kids going to school without a meal. However, there were several students who were going to school without a meal, and that was a program we had been doing for several years. Now that in the government school, the government is providing the meals as the need is there. And what we are currently building out is now feeding of the mind in terms of our bookmobile. And that also will be a program that you will hear soon in terms of us looking to fundraise to build that out. So we'll have the reading program going from West Bay to East End to the BRAC and Little Cayman.
So this is like a library on wheels kind of thing, or?
That is indeed correct, but in the last few years, it has been stationary at Georgetown Primary now.
Sharon Marie. Yeah.
And one school is in. We go there and host a reading with the children who would come out, and from 12 to 12:30 or 1. and we read to the children, and they're very excited and exuberant in coming out and reading. And in spite, we talk about AI and the technology, we still have that book. There's nothing like reading a book.
Yes, my wife has a saying that books are a thing.
It is.
Nothing like a real book to hold in your hand and read.
Yeah, and Katie has been a tremendous part of the feeding program that Kiwanis Grand Cayman has been a part of for several years. So
tell us a little bit about that.
So I guess what started as our Buy a Kid breakfast program, like Winston was speaking about earlier, when the government took that over, actually during COVID, we had something called the homeschool feeding program, which basically the same students that both the Kiwanis Buy a Kid breakfast program and Feed Our Future students were feeding. We made sure that during COVID, when they were at home, that they also got meals. So some were actual hot meals, which we delivered on a bus, and others were gift vouchers to foster so that then they could purchase things. That was a huge undertaking, but we did it for 3 months. And then what we started to realize was once the government took over the breakfast feeding program that, okay, now where can we help? And we were realizing that during summer and during the school holidays like Christmas and Easter, these same students who are being fed by the government are going without because their parents, for whatever reason, aren't able to afford to feed them 3 meals a day. And so we started now our Feed a Kid program, similar, but it's only during the holidays. So we provide either hot food or gift vouchers so that they are provided with food during the school holidays.
Yeah, that's good that you picked up on that, because, those same kids must be wanting during the holidays just like during the school year.
Absolutely. And we've had a lot of great sponsors come on board for that as well, including like Wheaton Precious Metals and Butterfield are two of our main sponsors right now who have made a commitment to help with these programs to make sure that these students do not go hungry during the holidays.
Okay, tell us before we're out of time here, what parents should do if they would like their children to attend this on Sunday.
They can go to our website, which is Kiwanis, KIWANIS.KY, and they'll see a link there so that they can register, and then they'll need to fill out the forms and email them in to us, or they can bring the forms on the day. But again, that's just Kiwanis.KY to download the forms and then to fill out that application online. They can also call me at 916-8664 if they have any other questions, or they can email us at leadership@kiwanis.ky.
So this is Sunday from 12:30 until 5.
Yes, at John Gray High School's atrium.
Okay. So the parents have to take care of all the transportation and everything, right?
They do. Yes,
that's
they
correct.
do. So they would drop them off by 12:30 and pick them up around 5. And this is for Kiwanis Leadership Day, which is for students from age 14 to 18. And we would love to see lots of students come out.
And just another quick plug, because the children are our core product, we are covered in terms of all officers who are involved with dealing with the children during the darkness of light and having that level of security with Kiwanis International as well demands of us. So just to the parents, all the leaders are having all the necessary
They've been trained in the
certifications to have or be in the vicinity of working with the children.
All right. So and is there a deadline on this, or they can do it right up until on Sunday?
We have asked for everyone to register by Friday with at least just the student's name and their school and age, but they could turn in the forms on Sunday.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me here
Thank you
on
very
Talk
much
today.
for having us.
And it sounds like a great Sunday for all the kids that want to attend this.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to take a break, and then we'll continue with more Talk Today we'll be having some open line. Pick up the phone. Give me a ring.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
This hurricane season, don't wait until the last minute. Store before the storm. Stock up now with at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for a 3-day supply. And don't forget pets, the elderly, and nursing mothers. You'll need water for drinking and daily needs. And rest easy knowing the Water Authority is working hard to protect our water systems, keeping pumps, pipelines, and storage secure so you'll have safe, reliable water when you need it most. Be prepared. Store before the storm.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The Fall Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey is currently being conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office. The Labor Force Survey seeks to collect data on employed and unemployed persons who are not in the labor force. The Quality of Life Survey seeks to gather information on life satisfaction, sense of well-being, financial security, economic outlook, social inclusion, sense of belonging to the local community, and perceived health. Trained interviewers with ID cards will visit randomly selected households. For more details, please call the ESO hotline 516-3329.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. We are entering into our final hour here in Talk Today. And it's open line time. You can get in here and tell us what's on your mind. Get something off your chest. Maybe you've observed something around the community you want to bring to our attention. Phone numbers to call if you're a Flow customer, 1-800-534-8255. That's compliments of Flow. Or non-Flow users, you can call us at 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can get us on WhatsApp, 925-3261. Well, yesterday we had a lot of discussion about traffic and West Bay Road, since there was a tragedy, a fatality on West Bay Road, someone attempting to cross West Bay Road, the second pedestrian fatality in about 5 weeks. So people were very concerned about improving things on West Bay Road. This morning I was talking to Robert Campbell, Campbell Cars, taking my car in there for some work, and we were talking about the scooters and electric bikes that are just all over our streets right now. And sometimes you see the people on the electric bikes and the scooters, and it's like no rules apply. I mean, they just go where they want to, and you say, wow. I remember some time back I saw a guy fall down in a roundabout, and that could have been very tragic. Now, a lot of the people on scooters or electric bikes, they obey the rules, they ride carefully, but you see some people out there doing some wild things, and I don't know. I don't know where does that fall under the law. There are some regulations, especially if an electric bike is capable of going over so many miles an hour. I think it's 18 miles an hour. They should be licensed and insured, and they are actually driving a motorized vehicle at that point. We have some callers on the line, so let's check in with the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Charlo.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Not too bad, and yourself?
I'm okay.
No, I have to make a big complaint that I swore that if I could get hold of you or OC, whichever one, I have to do it.
Well, let us have it.
No. Okay. All right.
I'm bracing myself.
Okay, you brace yourself. Tie yourself down too as well. Anyway, I laughing about it now, but it's about the restrooms in some of these businesses, in the supermarkets, and restaurants especially.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we always have tourists coming here that is with walkers, with, their arms in a sling, and we welcome them. But I've overseen where a gentleman had to go in the ladies' bathroom to help his wife because the toilets were bought in the year 100. and then, if they had them then, and then they don't have, on the sides of the walls, they don't have no hand grips,
right?
No nothing to help a person up. So he had to go in to help, and I had to do, a lady in the ladies' restroom had to do the same thing for me because I have an operation on my left shoulder, no hand grips. Now I have them at home, in my own home. So what does one do? It's a funny thing that no tourist, no nothing as yet has complained, but supposing they get hurt by trying to push themselves, again they'll get hurt, push themselves up or something like that, and they really get hurt.
There's a lawsuit.
There you go. So I'm asking the businesses, please put hand grips. And if you need to change your toilets or put, only for women, but for men as well. And like my husband just said, handicap facilities.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of places are now required to have ramps. So it's
ramps without railing,
wheelchair accessible. So, if you have public restrooms, it should be so that everybody can use it.
I'm mostly speaking about businesses,
mm-hmm.
and also they put the ramps all right, but no railings to help that person up. Because I've been helping other people, especially the elderly people, to try to get in these stores and stuff like that. And hopefully that I'm able to hold on to them strong enough that they can get up on the ramps. And then I had to let go then and then help them by turning back on and like I can say, back or reversing.
Yeah.
So they have to do something.
I mean,
they
you would
must
think
do something.
you would think if it's a new building in this age that would be a requirement, a planning requirement.
And you know something? I don't know who is the inspectors for these restaurants, but if they don't have enough, hire enough the tourism department or whoever hires these people, please do so to inspect these restaurants. Some of these restaurants, you go in, nothing is there. And I'm not going to call the name of many restaurants that have gone in and having to help people.
Well, thank you for pointing that out because, obviously there's a need there.
And I hope that there's somebody listening, and if the government would put a law down that it should be done in a certain time and it's not done, don't give them a license. Simple as that until it's done.
Yeah, the authority that license places like restaurants and other public places would be the ones to regulate that and say you got to have this.
Yes, exactly. So I thank you for your time, and I had to say this because it just happened to me again.
Well, thanks for calling and pointing that out for us. You have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Yeah. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, well, Smith Road Center, those old-fashioned doors where you enter and to go into the main place to get for your medical appointment, and the HSA pharmacy. Those doors need to change because they are so hard to open. It ain't funny. I have complained about them over and over and over, and nothing is being done. I don't know why they don't have automatic doors there because it's very, very inconvenient for anybody, and worse when you have people who are handicapped. You have someone in a wheelchair, you have someone on a walker, you have someone on crutches, you're there with baby up in your arms or in the stroller, whatever, and they want to try to change those doors. It's absolutely ridiculous. They don't have no consideration for the elderly people.
So you're talking about the hospital now, right?
Smith Road Center. HSA.
Oh, the Smith Road Center. Okay. And the doors are very heavy.
If they have it, they're just as old-fashioned as they can be.
Yeah, you would think someplace like that should have automatic doors. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sure as hell don't. And another thing, the government needs to try and help their Caymanians with the light bill, just like what PPM did when the light bill went up. When they were in, they got a reduced rate for us. Because the less, it looked to me like the less current you use now, the higher your light bill is. For the past 2 months, my light bill has been twice as high as what it was before when I was burning more current. And I called them over about 2 months ago and complained about it. And they would check into it. Well, they checked into it and they never get back to you to tell you anything. All those sending another high bill.
Yeah, and the electric bill is complicated because a lot of that is determined by the price of fuel, which fluctuates. If
PPM could do something to help the customers get a reduced rate, then this government can do the same thing.
Is the power company in Jamaica a private sector, or is that a government run?
No, I don't know nothing about Jamaica.
Well, you said that was it PPM got a discounted rate for Jamaicans?
I said for Caymanians. I never said no Jamaicans. Caymanians, I said.
Okay. I'm all right. I misunderstood.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
But I'm sure they got it too because they scrambles and they get more than us.
All right. But thank you so much for the call.
A lot of them that gave status to us, they can breathe out our mouth. You can believe that one.
All right.
You know
Thank
when
you.
they come here that they get status, if they can't support themselves and they got to go to NAU, you know what they need to do? Send them back from where they come from. I don't care which country they're from. Because when you get status, you're supposed to be able to support yourself, but they got them too spoiled just to get votes. That's the problem.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
We have someone else on the line there. Okay, we're going to take a break and just hang in there, caller, and we'll be right back.
Big news at Cayman Airways. We've added more flights to Miami and airfares start from just $80 US each way plus taxes. You heard that right. This fare is less than the taxes and fees. Whether you need a day trip or an afternoon flight on a Friday, Cayman Airways has you covered for that Miami trip with fares as low as $80 US each way. Some conditions apply and these cheap seats are limited, so hurry and book your seats today at CaymanAirways.com. More flights, more trips, more Miami with Cayman Airways.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Reading is a match that lights the flame of imagination, innovation, curiosity, ambition. Register today for the inaugural Free to the Public Literacy Conference, the Life Conference 2025, Saturday, November 1st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Kimpton Seafire Resort, 7 Mile Beach. The theme, Early Childhood, Strong Start, Strong Future. Keynote speaker, Dr. Dan Worry, founder of the Early Childhood Policy Solutions. Register now. Go to lifeconference.ky. Life, literacy is for everyone. Supported by Rotary Central, Cayman Islands.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Southeast by South, Southeast by...
Hey Cayman, did you hear? The Cayman Islands folk singers are back, live in concert, Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th at the Harkwell Theatre. On a try so come out and bring your family and enjoy a walk down memory lane with memories and melody, stories and songs to remember. And I don't want to miss this. I hope to see you there. The Cayman Islands Folk Singers in concert Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th at the Harkwell Theatre. Friday gates open at 6:30 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. and Saturday gates open at 5:30 p.m. and the show starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are adults $15 and children $10 and are available at the Intergenerational Hub, Winner's Circle Sports, and from any of the folk singers. Memories in Melody is proudly brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage.
Old Providence was a port he bound to save his life and crew. Southeast by South.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Yeah, on that last call there, my little dyslexia kicked in. Yeah, the dyslexia tricked me up. I got PPM mixed up with PNP. That's why I said they got it for the Jamaicans. All right. Back to the phone lines. It's Tuesday. I'm out of sync. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you, Charlo.
Good afternoon, my friend.
I didn't know it was my turn. I didn't hear the usual static thing. No. Yes, this use of acronyms or abbreviations.
Yeah, you got to get them in the right order, right?
Yes. Instead of naming it out, People's National Party and People's Progressive Movement, things like that. But she's right. There's was a way that they did reduce it, and it can be done. The usual thing, usual answer to you is that solution is courage. That's what it's all about, courage on the part of our elected representatives, parliament. It's now called, and this is what I look at with a little bit of, not a little bit, plenty skepticism. When we keep saying AI only once, and a very interesting topic with the UCCI people. And,
there you go.
Yeah, again, yes, abbreviations. The AI thing on that, but I'm going to call it what it is, artificial intelligence, because it takes away that mystique and that awe from people. I remember Y2K, instead of saying year 2000, there was no mystique and awe to that. But when I say Y2K, it brings, shivers to the spines of people. What is this all about? This is something we don't know, we can't understand, etc., etc. It wasn't at all. And the artificial intelligence, once the professor used that, then went back to AI. And did say that he used it to help him grade the students' lessons and so forth. So it lessens his work for him, hoping that he'll be giving the right grades and so forth, because if the information has been put into that artificial intelligence, just like our own intelligence, if we're fed a lot of nonsense from our youth, we can grow up believing a lot of that and not really seeing the truth sometimes when it's necessary. But imagine so much more with a machine that can't sort of change things for itself, because it's not designed to do that, as the human brain is designed to change as you get into different situations, different surroundings. We see with animals that they adapt to certain circumstances because they have that intelligence, that's natural intelligence and not artificial and so forth. But we see also, as I said to you before when we discussed this, that it will, as all computers have done over the years, take away millions of jobs. For instance, what you're talking about and what one of them was speaking about was it. Now, before I go on, yes, that door thing is a serious thing, as the lady mentioned. I know she is, and it is right. They can do it with the electric doors and have them open with the eye and break out. The electricity supply is very, very, you can rely on it. It's very, very reliable, one of the most in the world. And so it'll always be available. If not, there will be a security guard there to just push the door open for those people who are incapacitated in certain aspects. With the artificial intelligence thing, it does replace that person who was before known as the career counselor. If you're going to say, well, they will choose a career for you that's the right career and so forth to fit in with your studies, there will be no more need for that career counselor. I guess they probably already got rid of them in the universities, and I don't know. But these are the things that people need to think about. Those people will need a job, and everybody can't be just adjusted to a computerized world where things are virtual. We're dealing with real people, and when you're going to just focus on the virtual imaging, and we're going to run into serious problems. serious problem. We should be focusing on reality because we live in a real world. If it helps us to be notified of things and quicker and makes quicker decisions in certain instances like diagnosis and so forth, yes, that is very important. And certain big decisions by big businessmen, if they can get the information quicker. But we've got to remember that Concord thing. Yes, businessmen were jumping over each other to get on those flights, cutting time down by a half and less to get across to England and Europe to do certain businesses and then get back on the same day and so forth, so on. But what happened to that? It went the way of the dodo. It wasn't practical. The cost of it was far, far exceeding what it could produce, and that went.
Yeah, they couldn't carry enough people.
Yeah, it can only carry 100 people at that tremendous speed. It would use up a lot of fuel, and it had to be so streamlined that the fuselage was narrow, and so forth, and so on, and using up tremendous power, tremendous amounts of fuel. It didn't make sense. Might as well you just take your 2 days and do your business. So this is the reality check right there. And what this will do, of course, is tend to load people up with information so quickly that their mind may become bogged down and can't decide, should I do this, should I do that, should I? So you'll be back to square one eventually. But these are the things that we don't want people to focus on. So we keep saying the AI thing, the mystique, and not telling them that the scope of this thing is limited.
Well, I think we just have to remember AI is another tool.
Just another tool that can help you if you really know.
And it can be used and misused, you know.
Issues. And you may get information about people that they don't want to come out, and you didn't want to get that information, but it arrived with a kind of package thing you found yourself involved in. And we might get lawsuits flying all over the place, left, right, and center to, back to square one again.
Sure. Listen, I got another caller. I need to get him in before the news. Okay? Bye. But thank you so much for calling. Have a good afternoon. Hello, you're on the air? Hello, you're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles.
Yes. How are you today? Long time I haven't heard from you.
Yes, sir. Been a while. Mr. Charles, I've been inspired by Dragon's Den and Shark Tank and some other shows. I don't know if it's American or Canadian shows.
I think there's an American version and Canadian version, right? Or something like that.
Yes, sir. But how does that work again? They sort of invest in the people, right? And is there?
Well, they invest in their companies and their ideas.
Okay.
But you gotta sell them. You gotta have you gotta have something going that they believe can make money.
Right.
Because remember, it's a Shark Tank. They're not doing it out of the love of their heart. They're doing it because they say, hey, I can make a buck on this.
Right. Mr. Charlo, it's something, like I said, I've been inspired by them. And I would like to see some similar things happening in Cayman. It could be a bit of differences, though.
Yeah, I think they had something similar to that. Where people could present their ideas for businesses or services, etc.
Right, I think I saw something like that, but I wanted to. I was thinking about our government. If we could probably do some similar things for our people, where they would probably say invest in and some Caymanian people, and they get their businesses up and running, and they can probably even donate to charity. I mean, when you hear about little children going to school without food and or whatever happened, or having to donate to Meals on Wheels and stuff like that, I think that would help.
Well, all of that is good. We have some people that are attending to that. Listen, yeah, I need to break you off because it's 2 o'clock. You know what 2 o'clock means?
Yes, sir. News time.
I hear you. It's news time.
Covering Little Cayman, Kim and Brad.
Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Mosquito Research and Control Unit, in partnership with the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, is offering a fully funded PhD grant to a Caymanian student with a passion for science and research. The grant program funds the study of genetics and the ecology of insecticide resistance in the black salt marsh mosquito. The grant recipient will receive an annual stipend of $35,000 for 3 years, in addition to fees being covered for tuition, research, laboratory fees, publication, and travel as well. The recipient, who must be based in Cayman, will also be granted a 6-month research visit to the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine in the UK. For more information on this grant, if you're interested, visit gov.ky/MRCU. The deadline is upcoming this October 31st. Now, if that isn't exactly your field of study, perhaps you might be interested in one of the other fields needed in the local Cayman economy that the government plans to put their money behind. More on this from April Cummings at 6 p.m. A top contender to run the U.S. Federal Reserve threw his support on Thursday behind a quarter-point rate cut for later this month, claiming he believed inflation would soon cool. Speaking in New York, U.S. Fed Governor Christopher Waller said economic conditions were such that policymakers should focus their attention on the softening labor market instead. President Donald Trump, who is deciding who to nominate to replace outgoing Fed Chair Jerome Powell, has criticized the bank for moving too slowly to cut rates and boost growth. According to Reuters, gold prices were on track for their steepest daily fall in 5 years today as investors booked profits after expectations of the U.S. interest rate cuts and sustained safe haven demand drove the metal to a record high in the previous session. Spot gold was down 5.5% earlier today, its steepest fall since August 2020. Prices scaled to an all-time peak on Monday and have gained about 60% this year, bolstered by geopolitical and economic uncertainty, rate cut bets, and sustained central bank buying. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's take a look at the weather here. The Cayman forecast is for scattered showers straight through into the night. Winds are east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas slight to moderate with a wave height of 2 to 4 feet. and sunset is at 5:56 this afternoon. And looking on the radar here, yep, you can see some scattered showers around the place. And let's see over in Sister Islands, yeah, they got some around Little Cayman and Cayman Brac also. And that strong tropical wave that we've all had our eye on has finally developed into a tropical storm Melissa. And the intermediate advisory from the National Hurricane Center that was issued an hour ago has Melissa at 14.2 north, 72.6 west. That is south of Haiti, and it is having sustained winds of 50 miles an hour. Right now it's moving to the west at 14 miles per hour, but the forecast track makes it swing up more to the north. And right now the track is calling for it to go right in between Jamaica and Haiti, but it could go over to the Haiti side, or it could go over to the Jamaica side also. Jamaica under a tropical storm watch right now, and Haiti under a hurricane watch. So, we are not looking like we would be affected, but that could change. So we just need to pay attention. Don't take things for granted. As someone once said, hurricanes don't have rudders. They kind of go where they want to go. Nobody's controlling them except other weather, of course. So that's the latest on Tropical Storm Melissa. And they're calling for it to slow down. Right now it's at 14 miles an hour, but it's supposed to get a little slower there. And we're into our home stretch here on Talk Today. If you want to give me a call and talk about something, you are welcome to do that. And you may have heard that the government has put out the immigration reform bill, and a number of things are going to change, and they're asking the public for their input. And we mentioned this yesterday that immigration is something that so many people have opinions on, and it touches so many lives in Cayman in different ways that maybe it would have been better to have a town hall on this, where go district to district and actually meet and hear from the people. Right now, it's the bill is in consultation phase, and they're asking people to send in their input by email. Well, I think it would have been better if they'd gone to a town hall, or even have what is known as a white paper on this. Because if you look at the bill itself, it's full of legalese. It's not the easiest thing to read because of the terminology and the way that they write these things. But if a white paper that kind of explains what each change would mean, it would be simpler for people to grasp. And I've been more or less relying on news reports to see what is being proposed. We have someone on the line. Let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. And yourself?
Okay. Just okay.
Tomorrow will be better.
Yeah, well, you're down just as down as I am. You're not cherry today. What happened? The weather got you?
Well, it's Tuesday, and I'm not used to Tuesdays on Talk Today.
Oh, really?
I'm adjusting myself.
Yeah. Well, I think it was last week. The show was cut down early because of due to certain circumstances. And it just bothers me to know that here we are bragging about
Radio Cayman, #1 station in the Cayman Island, and it's a government station, and they bring everything forward that is possible. But when you are waiting for the show, and it's either delayed or it's cut down before 2:30, sometimes, I'll probably be wrong for saying what I'm going to say.
But this was last week?
Last week or the week before last, it was, I think it was, I could put it this way, short of staff, or couldn't get someone to come in and fill in the spot at the present time and all that kind of stuff. It was a couple of 1 or 2 days, I think it was last, probably not this week on here, but the following week. So what I'm trying to get at, I always say when Dwayne was on there, why ain't we teaching our youngsters to go into a broadcast? I think as UCCI or ICCI or online or a crash course in Miami for 8 weeks or Tampa or wherever they have to go to come back here and say that they can, help run our station. See where I'm coming from?
Yeah. I'm sure if someone has that interest, they can get a scholarship to go and get a broadcasting. I don't know if they still do it at CCI. As a graduate broadcasting.
Well, you see, Ms. Glidden, our teenagers has been dumping for many years now. And they have been, I'm going to use this word, they have been robbed of jobs, a good life in the country that they're born and raised up in, of trying to get their own house, whatever the case may be. You understand? They are feeling defeated to a degree. And then on top of that, people are coming and we would call working for cheap labor. But to come to an island like this that is so expensive and say that they are here working as for cheap labor, if they're working for cheap labor, which I know some are, I mean, how can they survive in our expensive island when we, the Caymanians, can barely survive? It just makes me wonder how they can survive. I'm going to use this term, better than some of us that can,
Well, I know some people on work permit. They're sharing apartments. They have a roommate. They do those kind of things in order to make ends meet.
I saw on Facebook the other day. Someone has a 1-bedroom.
Uh-huh.
They want to share a 1-bedroom with somebody. Can you? I mean, where is the law for such a thing? And the planning department and the owners of these properties that they are renting out to individuals that cannot afford the rent, and they are willing. I don't think as much as the landlord, but the individual who got the rubber rent is rented. He can't make it, so he's looking for someone to come and sleep in the same bed with him, or she come and sleep in the same bed with she. I mean,
maybe they have twin
what
beds.
has he become? Pardon?
I said maybe they have twin beds.
Mr. Glidden, if I come to that station, I shake you. Mr. Glidden, what I see on Facebook is a full bed.
Okay.
And I saw one apartment the other day on Facebook. You want to hear something? I think it was for $1,800 or $1,500, and they had they showed the bathroom with a shower. And listen to this now: if the toilet is 10 feet apart from the little shower step in, it ain't 5. I had to keep looking at it. I say, is this for real? I score it. I went back to it. I left it alone. I thought my eyes were playing game on me.
Well, you can use the toilet and take a shower at the same time.
It would seem so. But seriously, Mr. Glidden, something needs to be done. We need some serious, strict laws in this island in regards to doing rental. The people who, and even our locals, that who is wanting to come here to live amongst us, and they're not making the money to pay the rent, buy the food the way they would like to buy it, send money back home for their family. All of that need to be looked into. I don't know if it's being looked into, but we got a few people who hang around the grocery stores, some foreigners and some locals, out here asking for a handout. And I'm like, if it's this easy, I should give it a try to see what I would accumulate for a day. You know, but that's just a joke. I hope it never comes to
But
that.
it seems to be some real pros out there doing that, though.
Yeah, real pros and cons. Yeah, and they getting away with it on people's property. They used to have a sign up saying no loitering, no loafing, or whatever it is, no soliciting on their property, and that didn't mean nothing. Look at them; it took them down from various buildings. But it is sad here in this island to have over 90,000 people living here. And the average person can't sleep comfortable because they can't pay their bills. They got to end up sharing the bed with somebody to bring in the rent for the landlord.
Yeah, well, did you see the thing where the number of people that are on a list for affordable housing? You know,
I haven't seen it.
I think I forget exactly how many families it was, but it equates when you multiply that, it's over 2,000 people that are in need of affordable housing.
Yes, and these things about affordable houses in the Cayman Islands ain't such a thing. Because let me tell you something, when Frank Hall came out here to start building these homes, it was affordable. Affordable? I don't think so. You know, it took me over almost 25 years to pay my mortgage, to get myself at the bank, and had to make so much sacrifice to make sure that loan was being paid, and so forth and so forth. So these homes are not affordable. So they need to stop using that word.
Well, this was through the government, the government program.
Yes, I know. I'm talking about government too. I'm going to say that. Government need to stop saying that word, because then it's not actually true, because of the price that they put on these people. A person that got 3-4 pieces of properties can go and build affordable homes and sell it for cheaper than what this company wants to do with government or whatever the case may be. And how many of them are Caymanians? I don't want to talk about no paper Caymanian. I'm talking about Caymanian, because I consider myself a Caymanian. I was born here. My neighbor's string is buried here. I had a foreign father, but I was born here in this island, and my mother was a born Caymanian. See where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that all of them fancy words need to be removed and say, you know what? We got to do better than this. Because OC said sometime on his show that not everybody can be able to own a home. And, you know, it's turning to be so. It is true.
Yeah, it is. That's a fact of life.
It will never be able to own a home of their own in this little small baby island. It is a shame. But anyhow...
You know what? I was wondering when I saw that story about the people waiting on this list for affordable homes. Do we have to make it an individual home? Can we not make like a condo? An affordable condo for people. I mean, they could make the land go a lot further.
Yes. You remember,
build an apartment building.
Yeah, you know in these states years ago, to call them project homes. The project.
Yeah.
Long, probably got about 50 doors to it, upstairs and downstairs, that people would go and live into, and call it on the project. I guess for such a rich island, that word would not fit in this island very well.
But one of the problems of the projects was that people didn't own them.
Yeah, it was gone to the government.
Yeah, and so they didn't respect it.
It did exactly.
But if you have to own this, even some kind of payment every month that you're making to own it, that to eventually own this place, you would respect it more.
Mr. Glidden, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Let me give you a little example. When Frank Hall started building these homes up here, and just about everybody was eligible to get a home that wanted one up here. And if you come and drive to the neighborhood of Frank Hall homes and off a Moonbeam and see the homes that was built and has been destroyed by the owners or the rentals, they went and they got the loans to get the house built. They didn't maintain them. They didn't maintain them properly. So don't care if it's project, rent, or purchase. They have very little interest in maintaining what they went to the bank to get or what they're paying rent for. They rent people's property. They take them and mash them up. The deposit can't fix anything back. They need a double deposit, these rentals, double deposit. And I hope that I don't live long enough to have to do any rental, because then I will have to do double deposit. And I hope the Almighty God do ever put me in that, make me go and walk in that chalker line to say that I have to rent to survive here in the Still Baby Island that I call my home. But Mr. Glidden, the hotel is being built across from the Marion's Plaza down there on the 7 Mile. They can't take a fried chicken.
The Hyatt.
Yeah, have you crossed there lately?
Yeah, I went by there. It's humongous.
Yes, and you notice what they're building the wall out of? You ever notice what the wall going to be built out of?
The wall. When you say the wall, what are you talking about?
Wall, they put a wall in the front of the hotels or the apartments and so forth. They put trees down. Well, they are putting there. It looked to be like it's going to be a wall that they're making there, and what they're doing is putting these, I would say, medium to large, but not extra large. Let's say large, but not extra large. Rocks into this mesh and got it packed in there very neatly. And I don't know if they're going to plaster that now or what and call that a wall as you drive up to the gate, to the entrance to pick up people and come back down and go about your business. That wall that they're putting up there, Mr. Glidden, that's going to be detrimental if anything happens here in this island. And if you look on the road and the amount of the property there, if they got 8 inches of the road left there to drive one comfortable without anything tumbling down to hurt anybody, sometimes I wonder what planet is thinking when it comes to this island, knowing that this island is pure water and we have absolutely nowhere to run. And I can guarantee you there's a lot of people here that can't even swim. And I'm a half swimmer. I was never one for the water. Mr. Glidden, I used to have so much hair one time that when I used to go in the water, it used to take me under the water. It was so heavy. My hair was so heavy with the water. So I didn't learn to do no professional swimming.
Yeah.
You understand? But what I'm saying is, just like way down there by the governor's residence, I just thought they were going to turn that partial into a one-way. Now they got a little parking space on the outer side, on the left-hand side, the cars can park up there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And I just see where the building there across from Cayman National is, I guess it's, I don't know if it's fully open. But what they going to put there, these big old tall palm trees. Mr. Glidden, where are they going to fall when anything happens? Right across the road. What is planning thinking? Why is it that we have to have all these humongous palm trees?
You're talking about on Elgin Avenue now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir. These places are putting all these big palm trees down, and they are very close to the road. I mean, where are we going to run if anything happens? What we got to do is leave the car and pull our bike out and run for life. We wouldn't be able to drive. We got too many palm trees throughout this island that is too close to our main roads. And talking about main roads, I don't know when last you drove through South Sound, but just about every property on the left-hand side has trees hanging over the main street. And if we ever had to go through there to get into Georgetown or come from Georgetown through there, I can guarantee you the majority of those trees that is up there will probably be in the road. Planning.
Well, Ivan showed us what can happen in that. I mean, you had a lot of trees across the road.
Pardon?
I say Ivan showed us what can happen with that.
Exactly. So I don't know what planning is thinking, but planning need to wake up and come out and do a grand tour of this island and forbid these humongous palm trees.
Can they do that? Can they tell you can't plant that tree?
Well, tell me something, Mr. Glidden. When you go and you draw your plans, ain't the plans got the trees on it and what are they going to put down? Come on, Mr. Glidden. Now.
Well, I don't know if they get into trees.
Mr. Glidden, when somebody is drawing a plan to build anything that they're going to build, they're going to have a garage, they're going to have a driveway.
Yeah, but that's the building.
They're going to have a tree here and a tree there. All of that's on the planning. Unless they change the planning code, not to put no trees down on the planning. Now you can go put yours down when everything is finished. I don't know, sir. But I know when you're building something, the trees are right up on the planning, showing you where a tree would go.
where sidewalk would go.
Well, those
And
are
another
all
thing,
man-made things, though. I mean,
yes, they all
sidewalk,
man-made things, but then
wall.
again, Mr. Glidden, they are dangerous to the human being. Are they not safe? We got to be more cautious when it comes to safety for such a small island.
I know
accumulate-
CUC can say, well, you can't plant that palm tree there because it's going to grow up into our lines.
Well, let me tell you about my
They'll
yard.
come cut it down.
Yeah, my yard got ficus, right? And on one side of my yard, I can't plant nothing on that side because water authority tell me. Anyhow, in a tree I have put ficus, have put small palm trees and other plant trees there, and water authority say anyhow that my trees damage their water pipes.
Mm-hmm.
I am responsible. Now, I've been there for over 25 years, and that little opening is there. Cannot put nothing in. Believe me now, the water line and the water meter is in my yard. CUC, like pole, is in my yard. So I am defeated from water authority and CUC for this little piece of fencing.
That's the part you can
that
plant.
I can't put nothing there. It is blank. And if you're in the Newlands area one day, you just come and take a grand tour. People must be wondering, well, she got ficus there. Why does little piece don't have anything? All because of planning. All because of water authority, sorry. All because of water authority. They don't tell me anyhow my stuff destroyed their lines and the meter. They're going to charge me. Can you imagine? But that is the world that we live in now. It's all about charge. And you see America is all sue. Let me tell you something. It's coming here too. We have a little bit here, but not as bold like how America is. We're going to come in. Did you watch the news yesterday in Florida where the Sweetwater, some water area there in Miami? They got
This place called Sweetwater, yeah.
Sweetwater, they going to demolish all those places there because an investor going to build whatever there, I don't know. This is what the people of this world have to live with.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. If somebody comes in with a lot of money and buys up an area and then, demolishes everything and puts what they want to put there.
Don't care where other people are going to go.
Yeah.
It is sad. Yeah. But I know I took up more time than I deserve. But anyhow.
That's okay. But getting back to your rocks or boulders at that height, I was told that those are the foundation, the base of that is there to support it.
To support what?
The structure, that what they're putting out there in the front.
Okay, but it's going to it may be a boulder, but they're going to plaster it. It's going to end up being a wall.
Well, yeah, I guess that's forming a foundation for it.
Exactly, but then from how it looks, like if they're going to go now and do what they got to do to plaster that, to keep that in and turn that into a wall, and it is so high up because they got that section built real high, so whenever who drive in and out, which is nothing wrong with that, or their business. But the fact of the matter is,
but that's kind of like shoring it up. That's making sure that all that stuff doesn't, turn into a mudslide in a heavy rain.
Yeah, and then it'll be down in the road for us to go down, pick up and throw up the road, throw across the fence, and so we can drive our cars across. Boy, I tell you, Mr. Glidden, I ask the Lord to have mercy on this beautiful Three Cayman Islands, and have mercy on the people for what we are going through with planning, the population, the cost of living. I just ask God to please have mercy on these Cayman Islands this afternoon.
Well, you keep the faith.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the call.
Bye-bye.
Always nice to hear from you.
Good.
And she gets the last word this afternoon. We're coming down to the end of the line here. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing 5 days a week for a little while here. So, I'll get into the groove of a 5-day week on Talk Today. Take care. Have a good one. I'm Charles Glidden. Thanks for joining me.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300. Stay cyber secure with Cayman National.